What up? I'm back. So this video, we are going to continue on the interpreter, and after that struggle I had in the last video, I think this part should be a little bit easier and simpler. I actually read the book ahead of time. I mean, I've read the book in the past, but I've reread it, so I shouldn't have too many problems. But that could be famous last words. We'll see. We're gonna be going over control flow, so if statements, that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, like and subscribe. That's really it. Thank you. So far I wrote tests off stream, off video to speaking of that, let me know if you would watch me stream this. Yeah, so I wrote some tests for if statements. It's just, we're gonna say if 1 is less than 0, it'll return true, else return false. Switch it up, 1 greater than 0, greater than equal, 2 less than equal, and we just expect there to return the right answer. So if we run that, it should fail. We can go ahead and implement that. So first, scanner should be taken care of. We have if, else, return true. Cool. Parser, all we have to do is check for an if statement in the statement function. So that'll be down here. So we're gonna check if we matched an if, and then return, try parse. Okay, so we can make a function, can do it right here. So we'll return a statement. So in that, all we're gonna do is, so if we have an if, the next thing will be an expression. So it'll be whatever the condition is. So we're gonna say let condition, and that'll be a expression. So I'm gonna try parse, or what did I call it? Just expression. Okay, so we have the condition in a local variable. Next, we're gonna check for an opening brace. So I'm gonna say try consume a left brace. We will have the statement. Typically, that's called the then branch. So if then, that'll be, but you can call it whatever you want, obviously. So let then equal, I believe that'll be a statement. Yeah, so we're gonna say try, or is it just statement? Yeah, okay, so we're gonna say statement, and then we have also a possible else. So we're gonna make this a bar else. I'm gonna call this the then branch, so it's more consistent. So we're gonna say else branch, and that will be a set it equal to nil because it might not exist. Then we're gonna say if we match on the else keyword, we're gonna say then the else branch equals again a statement. So we're gonna say try statement, and then we're gonna I think we should we should be consuming what's it called, braces. So it'll be a right brace, and then else branch, and then we're gonna say consume brace, and then before that we actually need a left brace. So the book is a little bit different because it doesn't require the braces, but our language does. And then we're just gonna return that, but first I have to add my tries because they can throw an error. Oh wait, I did not add an if to the abstract syntax tree, did I? No, we're gonna say statement. That will be a statement. We're gonna say let condition equal an expression, and the then branch is a statement, and then the else also is a statement, but it's optional. Okay, so now we can go back and we can say if statement condition, then branch, else branch. So we're gonna run the tests. It failed. Why? Value of optional. Oh, a statement Okay, statement is optional, so so we want to throw an error. So guard, let, else, row, parser, error. We're gonna say is if with no then. So we're gonna do a specific error for this case. So we're gonna throw an error if we have an if statement that doesn't have a branch and a then branch, because that is required. The else branch is not required though. So let's try running. Test still failed. Let's see what the issue is. Oh, obviously, because I only parsed it. That's why. Okay, so let's see what the error says now. Yeah, interpreter tests. Wait, no, this. But I'm guessing it's failing in the evaluator. So let's see. So we're gonna add another case for an if statement. Oh wait. Also, just realized something. I don't actually need to consume those braces because we've already handled blocks. So I think it'll already know that it's a block. So we can get rid of those. Yeah, block statements will handle the braces, I believe. If it doesn't, then we'll just fix it. Eval if. Okay, so say eval if it is going to pass in an if statement, and we're going to allow it to throw, return any. Okay, so we're going to say okay, that is quite simple. How we're gonna do this? We're gonna say if. Well, first we're gonna yeah, we have to let's see, evaluate the condition, and then say okay, we need to add a try here, and then condition. Actually, we want to also make sure that either evaluates to true or false. So we're gonna add a helper method to evaluate truthiness of an expression. So we're gonna say this. So we're gonna get rid of that if is truth a condition. We're gonna say this, and then else is statement dot else branch not equal. And then from there, we're just gonna say return the evaluated statement in the statement dot then branch, and then or actually I'm gonna say if let branch equals statement dot else branch, and then we're gonna say try eval statement branch, try, and then otherwise we're just gonna return nil here. Okay, and then in the is truthy, we have to figure out which things evaluate to truthy. So I want to say only bools do. So in some languages, 1 and 0 can evaluate to true or false, but I'm not gonna bother with that. Let's see, garlet expression garlet equal this needs to throw as well. Try eval expression as a bool. Else we're gonna throw an error. What's the error? Kind of runtime error. I think we should create a new error for this. Okay. Just notice some places my errors are capitalized and other places they're not. I should fix that, but not gonna do it right now. Let's see. So unimplemented general. So valid operand. We're just gonna call it okay. So okay, and then we need an else here, and then we're just gonna say return true. Try there, and let's see if our tests pass. They still fail. Let's see. Found with 4 issues. Why don't you tell me what the issues are? Okay, I saw error. Invalid token. New line. Okay, so this looks like it's happening in the parser. Let's Add a breakpoint there. So, okay, I believe. So the first, so it's consuming that left brace, but maybe we don't want to consume that left brace. Okay, now we got past that, but we're still having an issue on the return. Oh, maybe we're not parsing return statements, that's why. Okay, so I think we're not parsing returns now. So we're gonna do that. Where? Okay, I think returns are somewhere else in the book. So I'm actually gonna switch my test up and instead get rid of the returns, see if that fixes my error. We will handle that in another part, probably when we work on functions. So I was just gonna say that. Okay, now we're crashing. Good stuff. Okay, what optional value? Okay, I'm guessing it's crashing because I said I'm wrapping it as a boolean and it's not actually returning that. So let's look at the evaluator again. Okay, so that is returning nil. Okay, wrong thing. Okay, so yeah, this should be an expression statement. I'm gonna go here. Yeah, expression is that. So it should go down here. Correct. Oops. Expression val boolean true. Okay. Okay, so whenever we try to evaluate this statement, it's returning nil for some reason. So I'm guessing there might be an issue with the evaluation of expression statements with just a boolean in there. Hey, we have this. This is passing. Yeah, then branch is a block with one statement, one element as a statement. Expression statement boolean truth, huh? Not really sure why it's not evaluating that correctly. Why did I say it would be easy? That was so stupid. It should be declaration, I think. Okay, still an issue. Okay, and then from there, I think I actually can consume that left. Okay, test failing, not an error. I mean, not a crash. Yeah, because we want to do the highest level for parsing the inside of this. So we're gonna say print condition. Where's the condition? Yeah, it's binary 1 is greater than 0. Happens if we do try declaration. Okay, that's then if we're alright, let's do this. Let me get rid of all these breakpoints I don't need anymore. Oh wait, this is the one I want. So, alright, so let's print the condition, that's correct. It was able to consume the left brace. So why? Okay, now it's nil. Okay, we're at the through. Previous the new line. So I don't know. So what if I do this? Try condition, declaration. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, so we don't need to consume the left brace there. Let's add a breakpoint in a second. Then branch should be a block, yes. And then if we get down here, else branch should also be a block. Okay, seems like it's parsing it correctly. So I think we gotta head on over to the evaluator because this shit is not really behaving how I expect it. But why are we gonna parse it here? Okay, why is it else down here? We've already, what the hell? Okay, so I think I do need to keep going back and forth on this shit. Alright, so boom. So we're gonna say try to consume the left brace, and then we're gonna try to consume a declaration, or try to parse a declaration for whatever reason. Yeah, so okay, so there's an issue with the parser. When it gets to the else, it's giving me grief. I'm actually gonna add another case to this test to see if it's only when the issue is only when we have an else statement, which I suspect it is. So we're gonna say true, and then that be true. Okay, it's still failing. Okay, caught an error at end of line, so end of file. Okay, so we're having an issue of when we're parsing the if statement, it's getting to the end of the then branch and then not knowing what to do, I believe. Why do I keep saying it's gonna be easy? And then, of course, I embarrass myself. See? So, what is this to me? Okay, so I think I see what's wrong. So we're having an issue where it doesn't know where the condition is ending, and yeah, so it just keeps going. To fix this, I believe I either have to not parse a block. Oh wait. So, or I can require parentheses around the if statement condition. I don't really want to do that. For fun, just see what happens if we do require this, and then check for those. So we're gonna say, and then we're gonna go back to the parser, and then we're gonna say try consume parentheses, and then try, and then, yeah, consume, right, run, yeah, we don't want to do that, see if we at least get a different error. Okay, so I don't think it threw an error. Let me comment out all these other tests, because it's just, and also we're going to clear all issues, and only run this test. Okay, still getting the same error. Okay, I'm gonna take a break and come back and see if this works. But at the moment, I'm annoyed and frustrated. All right, so it is maybe 10 days later. I took a break. I spent some time reading about interpreters. I actually finished this book, Writing an Interpreter in Go. I did the implementation in Swift, though, and I'll post the code in the description. So there's actually a finished interpreter now. But I'm going to continue on the one I've been doing in the videos, obviously. But yeah, your boy got very stuck. I was very confused, very frustrated, annoyed. So sometimes you just kind of got to step away and come back a little later. So that's what I did. And now I feel like I have a better grasp of it. And I've actually read Writing an Interpreter in Go a while back and did actually like the code in it more than the code in crafting interpreters. I just had forgotten it. So rereading it was good. Highly recommend that book. It is it's a lot shorter than crafting interpreters. Although it only has one. It only has an interpreter. It doesn't have a compiler like crafting interpreters does in the second part. There is a sequel, which is Writing a Compiler in Go, which I am actually currently reading. Some of that code is also on the GitHub that I will post in the description. But we're moving back to this interpreter, and I figured out the if statements. I don't exactly remember what I was doing wrong. I think it's just the parsing step was all messed up, but I figured that out, and I also ended up kind of completely rewriting the parser. So I'll just go through the code, what we have, and if I can remember everything I changed, I will say it. If I can't remember, oh no, I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, the parser, I actually switched it up, and now it's a Pratt parser. That's similar to recursive descent. The difference is each type of expression has a different precedent, and you just increment them based on what has the highest precedence to the lowest. And then from there, you just have two big dictionaries, or hashes or maps or whatever they're called in your language. They're called dictionaries in Swift, and you just have two dictionaries, and on the key for the dictionary will be the token type, and then the value will be a function. So I have two type aliases up here for different kinds of functions. So a prefix parse function takes in nothing and returns an expression. An infix parse function takes in an expression and returns an expression. So from there, when you initialize your parser, the different dictionary keys to the type of function that you need. So for parsing identifiers, you say for identifier token, use the parse identifier or parse ident function. For integer, parse int, etc. For plus, we're going to do parse infix minus parse and infix. Infix means it's in between two operators. Prefix means there's an operator in front of it. And then the actual parsing functions are pretty much the same as they were before. I just find this cleaner so that you're not having a bunch of functions calling each other. There's less recursion. There still is recursion, but there's less. So I find it a little bit easier to understand and it keeps it clean. We're still doing a regular recursion or recursive descent parsing for statements, but for expressions, we are using the precedence parsing. I don't know if I said this before in a video, but the difference between a statement and an expression is a statement doesn't evaluate to a value, an expression does. I also changed if statements to be expressions, so when you evaluate an if statement, it will evaluate to a value. So if the condition is true, it'll evaluate to the true branch. If it's false, it'll either evaluate to nothing or it'll evaluate to the else branch, depending on if else exists. So I believe when I got frustrated and quit, I was trying to evaluate if statements. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add a test for if statements. I already can parse them, so I wrote some more tests too, and I also organized them into 3 different files. So evaluator test, parser test, scanner test. If you take a look, if statements, we are if statements here we have if and if else statement parsing, and it is everything passes right now. We can go ahead and worry about actually evaluating things. So going to add a test. I'm gonna call it test about if. I think yeah, I'm gonna add arguments so we can test a bunch of different kinds of if statements. What in the heck? Okay. So we're gonna have 2 collections. So first is gonna be a string and the expectation. I'm just gonna have this evaluate to. I'm just gonna test it returning in. So first we're gonna say if true, turn 2, and then we're gonna say if false, turn. Let me actually format this better. We haven't implemented return, so we're not gonna do that. And we're gonna make this optional. So first one should evaluate to 2. Second one should evaluate to nil. And then we're going to say if 1 is less than 2, or evaluate to 3. So we're going to check expressions in the condition. That should be true. And then we're going to say if 1 is greater than 2. And this one should evaluate to nil. And then we're going to do some if else's too. So if true, 3, or 2 else 3. So this one, and then copy and paste that. And we're gonna change the condition to false, if I can spell it right. And this should be 3. Okie dokie. So we're gonna say let result equal. I have a helper function. So try result, pass in the input, and then we expect the result to be equal to. So if it's an int, or no, we're gonna say if expected equal expected. So if there's actually a value in the expectation, we're gonna say expect Okay. Run the test and not working. So let's see. Yeah. Okay. So we gotta actually evaluate this so that it actually returns. I mean, if statements actually return something. So what we're doing, I'm gonna actually run this test again and see. I'm gonna print out the branch. Okay, that is an expression statement. Okay, so yeah, that's what I expect, an expression statement that evaluates to integer. Okay, I think I know what I'm doing wrong. So for eval, we're just going through all of them, returning the last statement. I believe what last is just nil. Okay. Yeah, so my guess is the if is not evaluating to a value. So how sure that it does. And if why did I put okay. Yeah, we're checking the condition is true, and then so block statement returns nothing. That would be why. Okay, I'm thinking blocks should also have to be expressions now. Okay, because if we want, okay, yes, the issue is since blocks are statements, they don't evaluate to anything. Actually, no, we're gonna keep that. So, is this necessary here? Okay. Yeah, so blocks always return now because they're a statement. So this is one of the things with the programming language you kind of have to make on like how you want things to work. Yeah, okay. Well, we don't necessarily want that. Yeah. Okay, so I actually don't think need to be expressions. I keep going back and forth on this. Some languages, they're expressions, other ones, they're not. I feel like making them expressions does make this a little bit harder. Going to, for now, to get this video done, I'm gonna let them be statements and then, or at least like let them not evaluate to anything right now. And then offline, I will decide what's the better way to do this. And then we'll come back to this next time. So how can I test this? How would we evaluate a block? Yeah, actually we're gonna return, actually just gonna return the last statement. This is confusing. Statement.statements.last. Alright, we're gonna actually return the last statement from the block and then see what happens. Okay, so let's rerun this test with a breakpoint. Okay, so we did get an integer. Well, we got an expression statement as the last one. From there, we can actually adjust our test now. So I'm going to say statement, expression, and then we're going to say dot value. Okay, that made our test pass. I still think I got some thinking to do as far as how I want to handle all the different types. But for now, this works. We know that if statements are returning what we expect them to return, or at least they're at least evaluating to the last expression in their block. So I think I'm gonna call it here. And next video, we're gonna hit for loops. I wanted to do it in this video, but of course I got stuck. But thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Thank you for all the kind comments, even the one that where the guy was ranting about liberals. That was weird, but it's okay. I appreciate it. Appreciate all of them. All right, thank you for watching. I've been Maddie. Bye-bye.